The seaside town of Hollow's Edge was one of those places that seemed frozen in time, its shorelines shrouded in a near-permanent mist that seemed to whisper on quieter days. Dr. Eliza Harrow, a psychologist, had moved there recently, seeking tranquility after the chaotic pulse of city life seemed more draining than energizing. However, tranquility was far from what she'd find in the depths of the town's fog. Eliza's first encounter with the murmurs came during her regular morning jog along the beach. The air was thick, damp, diffusing the early morning light into silver shades that merged sky with sea. As her feet patted softly upon the damp sand, she heard it, a whisper, barely audible over the rhythmic crashing of the waves, calling out a name, Anna. Initially dismissing it as the wind, Eliza continued, her heart uneasily pounding not just from the exertion. Days passed, yet the voice persisted, growing louder each dawn. "Find Anna," it pleaded. Concern for her sanity started to creep into Eliza's mind. However, leveraging her professional acumen, she entertained the possibility of auditory hallucinations, potentially triggered by stress. Consulting old town records and newspapers under the guise of research, she discovered a chilling piece of history. Anna Lyle, a young woman, had vanished into the fog 30 years ago, her case unresolved, forgotten by the townsfolk engrossed in their daily routines. The whispers seemed to be leading Eliza, guiding her through murky tales and old wives' tales spoken in hushed tones at the local diner. She learned from an elderly waitress that Anna had been a reclusive artist, known for her haunting seaside landscapes. Her disappearance had been attributed to an unfortunate accident or perhaps a lover's quarrel, but nothing was ever proven. Motivated by a mix of professional curiosity and a deeper, unexplained pull, Eliza delved further into the mystery, her investigations taking her to the now-abandoned lighthouse on the outskirts of Hollow's Edge. It was there, in the crumbling relic overlooking the violent sea, that Eliza found her, or what was left of her. Anna's studio, untouched for decades, paintings still on easels, a palette of dried paint, and a diary dusted with age. As Eliza leafed through the yellowed pages, the whispers grew to a cacophony, echoing through the hollow chambers of the lighthouse. Anna's words revealed a tormented soul, haunted by visions in the fog, figures emerging and retreating into the mist, calling her name. It seemed the fog had a curious way of embedding itself in one's psyche, blurring the lines between the seen and the unseen, the real and the surreal. The final entry of the diary was dated the day before her disappearance, ending with an ominous foreshadowing. "Tonight, I meet my whisperers in the fog." Chilled to the bone, Eliza felt the weight of Anna's dread as the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the rugged cliffs. The whispers crescendoed around her, urging her to leave, to escape the impending darkness that swallowed Anna. With a heavy heart, Eliza complied, her mind swirling with unanswered questions. She realized that some elements of our psyche are perhaps better left unexplored, certain depths not plumbed. The fog continued to roll in daily, a silent sentry over the mysteries it held. Eliza never heard Anna's voice again after that evening. However, whenever the fog grew particularly thick, brushing against her windows like the softest of curtains, a shiver would run down her spine, a silent reminder of the town's shadow-laden past, and the whispering void that called out to the depths of one's soul.